The couple of pictures here name is Trudy and Peter Johnson-Lenz. In 2007, Trudy was walking up the front steps to her home when she tripped, fell down, and hit her head on a rock. Her injury was so severe that when her husband Peter found her, he immediately called 911 and she was rushed to the hospital. When Trudy arrived, she was taken to the OR and just operated on, and after a long day of surgical visits and doctors, Peter and Trudy knew that they were going to be in for a long recovery. So Peter's natural reaction was, during her recovery, to set up a website to tell all of the friends and family of Trudy and Peter how they were doing. Now, besides just the friends and family, some other strangers and acquaintances realized that Peter and Trudy were having a hard time, and so they used the internet to help them. They used websites like PayPal to take monetary donations so that they could pay their medical bills, and they organized meals to send to Peter and Trudy as well. Now, the interesting thing about this story is that 20 years ago, it really wouldn't have been possible because social networking was so different at the time. Now, when I say social networking, you probably think of websites like these: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even MySpace, which is a little outdated, but all these websites are really what define social networking today. But this really isn't what social networking is. Social networking is a network of social interactions and personal relationships. So really, wherever people are, they're social networks. Social networks, your grandparents had them, your parents had them, everyone can have social networks. But social networks have changed a lot. They've changed from very small, compact groups of people who all know each other really well and see each other a lot in person, to wide, massive groups that are contact a lot online. And this has occurred greatly through the rise of social networking. Now, when did this change all begin? I would say it began back in 2002 with the creation of this website, Friendster. Now, if you don't have a Friendster account, don't panic. You're not missing out on some brand new social trend. This is a very archaic website. It's not really pertinent anymore. However, when it was initially created, Friendster had about 3 million users in the first couple of months of its creation. So it really started the trend when social networking picked up online and became a trend. Now, if you look at the profile, you can see it bears some resemblance, even though it's pretty old looking, to some newer social media websites, maybe like this one, Facebook. Now, Facebook was created in 2004. It's changed a lot, and today it has 1.1 billion users. So we've come from Friendster with only a few million users to billions of users on these new social networking websites. And today, there are an infinite number of social networking websites that you can use. Really, there's something for everyone. But what's important about these websites is not that they exist. It's how people are using them. They're investing a ton of time and energy into these websites. The average Facebook user puts about 15 hours a month into their social media account, their Facebook account. So they're spending an incredible amount of time and also a number of contacts. The average Facebook user actually has 510 friends. Which may not seem like a lot in the context of Facebook, but in real life, that's a lot of friends. You don't know 500 people who I'd consider my friends. So this means that people, because they're investing so much in these websites, they're spending a lot more time contacting each other online than they are in person. And as a result, they're much more comfortable with talking to people they don't know as well. With those 500 contacts, you don't know all of them super well, but people are comfortable sharing that information with each other. And they're also comfortable sharing a lot more information. You know, everyone has mobile phones, and they can constantly upload information, and so people are doing that. Now, what has this led to? It's led to a change in how people perceive themselves, and people are a lot more comfortable and are shifting towards cyber narcissism. People believe that because they're uploading all this content and because so many people are viewing it, that it's actually important. And we all know that our information in the grand cyber content that's uploaded online, it's really not that important. It's a very small percentage of what is being uploaded online. But this information is also very personal, and that can be very dangerous as well. Now, some people are like, that's ridiculous. Why would my entire life being uploaded on Facebook possibly be dangerous? But clearly it is, because some people who see that information are people you don't actually want to see it. And a good example of this that's very pertinent to people our age is when employers, or potential employers really, go online and they can look at their candidates' information and see what they're posting on Facebook. And that sometimes can determine whether you get a job or not, rather than your credentials and your resume. So where does this leave us? some people may believe that we should just get rid of social networking completely. It's not really pertinent, or it's too dangerous to use. Some people don't like it, but really we can't do that because it's so apparent in our society everywhere. You're expected to have a social media account today. I'm sure all of you have Facebook. It's just what's expected. So you can't choose whether you do social media, essentially, as this quote says. The question is how you do it. There's a skill set to being able to do social media. You can choose how much you upload, what you're uploading, and those choices really make the difference in how your social networking is viewed. So in Peter and Trudy's case, their social networking really benefited, was only benefits from all the people who were interacting with them. However, that's not always the case. So as social networking has changed into this big balloon of all these people who we interact with, you really need to be careful what you're posting online and who is seeing it. So I challenge all of you today to please go online and look at your social media accounts and just take the moment to decide whether or not what you're posting is okay. And if it's not, you should really make that change because it'll greatly improve your social networking interactions. Thank you.